If I'm a marketer, the last thing I want to do is run the same ad to everybody here in this room. I want to make sure that it's targeted correctly, and I want to make sure that there's something there, because if I didn't get a person to click on that ad, I want to make sure that I created some kind of value for them. And the relationship that can happen on a site like Facebook, because of the opt-in process that happens around some of the content, creates a real opportunity for a dialogue to happen between a brand and their customers. Real different than just making sure you're putting the same static creative in front of everybody on the site. I want to show you one more video from our engineering team. This is our engineering team that does ads. So this is the group that designed Facebook ads. There's a real difference between our ads and other ads in that in many other companies, many portals, many websites, the engineers that build the experience build it so that they're designing for places for content to go, and they leave a blank 300 by 250 space for an ad server to fill. So there's a real difference at Facebook in that our engineers code into every pixel on the site, including all the way into the ad unit. And these are two of our head engineers that built our new ad product.
If I'm out looking for a new car, I'm going to ask my friends, like, hey, is the Mazda any good? Is the Honda any good? Should I get a Prius? The thought was if we could recreate that in this kind of digital scape that we've created at Facebook and do so in like an authentic way, then there's the potential to multiply the effect at tremendous scale.
And it turns out that the presence of media and advertising actually results in more openness, more sharing, more communication than if it was absent.
So a lot of the design that's gone into the units that we do now have on the homepage and else around the site is making them kind of integrate as seamlessly as possible into the rest of the site.
Let's treat advertisers and marketers as first-class participants in the social graph that we're creating.
So we came up with this concept of engagement ads.
These are a set of ads that are designed to take advantage of what was already going on the site and make it better. There's events, there's commenting, there's GIFs, there's polling. Embedding
these actions directly into the ad, and by also showing a set of your friends who have already done this very thing that we're asking you to do. We roughly saw a 10x increase in the rate of response.
And so this viral spread, reaching someone who now is an engaged person that opted into learning more, is sharing this with their network in pockets and pockets, and that grows. That virality is something that only Facebook offers.
We gained about 130,000 fans overnight. It was a one-day engagement ad, 130,000 fans overnight. Over the next week, we added another 50,000 on just through the viral extensions of it. Of course, the side benefit of building that relationship and having a great relationship with your fans, who are ultimately customers, is that increased loyalty.
We ran an event ad on Facebook for World AIDS Day, and it was incredible. We had 950,000 people raise their hand and say, yes, I'll be there. I think it's really effective because it's part of the content experience that people have on Facebook. They can interact with it. They can actually participate. You know, we can have these shared ideals with our customers, and that's very powerful.
Now that that set of users has fanned your page in response to that ad they might have seen, like the sky's the limit in terms of what you can do with that page. You can install apps, you can post pictures, you can post videos, you can run polls.
The value is that we can get our story out in a very meaningful, relevant, authentic way. 1.8 million human connections that we have.
The really cool thing about it is like all this activity that's happening on your page gets broadcasted via their newsfeed.
We see people who are willing to take content that may be marketing in nature and pass that around.
So while we have 200 million users, God knows how many connections we have between those users.
It is not just one to many, but it's many to many. And you don't have that same sense in traditional online advertising.
The conversations are happening with or without the brand's participation.
When you step back and look at the audience and the growth, it's undeniable. The opportunity that exists within Facebook. What you've got to do is you've got to get out there.
So just to slow down a little bit and show you some of the examples of places where, from a marketing perspective, you can take advantage of the opportunities within Facebook. The consumer choice that's available on Facebook and the way that people use Facebook is different in some ways by demographic, but for the most part it's fairly similar regardless of how old the user is or where they live or what part of the country they're from. Some of the different examples of placements to be able to leverage as a marketer are the photos. Just imagine a photo upload contest or the ability to be able to tag photos with a brand. Another example is events. Events are really something that's taken off, especially in the US and in France. There are markets that are more mature from us from a relationship standpoint, but certainly something that we'll be able to see and do far more of these for the Latin America groups. Video, saw some examples of uploaded video where brands can take advantage of some of these things. Just commenting on content or video is a great way to make connections and find out more as a brand on what's going on between a brand and your customers. The message boxes, great opportunity to be able to deliver a message into the opt-in. This is the new email. In fact, 68% of users who use Facebook say they use email 50% less now than they did before. So this is another great opportunity to be able to create that opt-in and replace in some cases the way that email's been used in the past. Another example is groups. I don't know if any of you ever used groups before, but groups are the thing that Oscar started to create the event around FARC. It's also what Starbucks mentioned that they use fairly often from a marketer's perspective to get people to opt in. Ben & Jerry's did it exceptionally well. Many of the brands are stepping up in a meaningful way to be able to do more of that. Pages. Pages are a product. We'll talk about that more in just a minute, but pages are a product that are available to marketers and available for individuals. And there are tools that are available within the Pages product that are available to all of you to be able to build something special. Those tools are free. So my recommendation would be, even if you don't or you aren't quite ready to start dedicating marketing resources or at least marketing dollars against these things, it's really important to be able to build an experience because brands can't control your message anymore, but you can shape it. And it's really important that you don't stick your head in the sand because you know you can't control your messages and let the other companies do it. I was in a big financial services company 2 or 3 months ago, and the person, the head of marketing, global marketing, said to me, we at our company have chosen a long time ago that we're going to sit out of Facebook. We're going to sit out of social media because we want to make sure that our premium customers don't feel like we're marketing to kids. Well, first of all, as all of you know as users, this isn't a kid's site. It's a site that was originally designed for 18 to 24-year-olds, which became the fastest growing website in the world for people 55 and older. So this isn't just a kid's site. This is a site to hit all of your demographics. The other thing that person didn't know is there were already 300 groups, pages, and events about her brand on Facebook, and she wasn't controlling any of them. You know, the rest of the world, she was allowing the rest of the world to control her messages. So it's really important to use the tools, shape your message. You can't control it anymore, but do your best to shape it in a way so that your customers get the most value and get the best content.